What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Regrowth. Oh yeah, guys. So last episode, we had a good time. We finally were able to defeat the second tier of the Guardian Gaia. We got our helmet enchanted a little bit. Got a little sparkly thing up on there now. So awesome, guys. So today I wanted to continue on with some of the witchery quests into some things that I've never done before. So I'm kind of interested in seeing what this is all about. The Bane of Tibs. I don't even know how to say that. This is a quest I was just looking at a second ago, and we have done a good portion of like all the different things you need to do for it, except we need to make this urn. So I was looking at the quest here. Let's go ahead and read through it real quick. So it says you've learned of a greater demon who is thought to have been the tutor of the first witches to learn the art. It seems you can summon a shade of this demon known as Leonardo with sufficiently upgraded altar and witch's cauldron. In total, you'll need about 10,550 altar power in order to summon the shade. Okay, so this part right here, 10,550 is key. It says, while summoned, Leonardo will increase the range of spells cast from the nearby cauldron, even lifting the dimensional restriction. However, keeping him around is no fun. How about slaying him and see what he drops? And that looks like that's going to drop an urn. And it looks like we'll get an urn for completing this quest. Okay, so 10,550 altar power. What does our altar have right now? Click on it. Yeah. We're not even halfway there. We're not even halfway there. So the way the altar works, it draws power from naturey things nearby, flowers, tall grass, trees, leaves, things like this, right? But for each specific type of thing nearby, there's a limitation on how much altar power it provides. So like all these alder leaves, it'll only provide power up until a certain point, and then all the rest of them are just taking up space, right? I don't know exactly what that point is. Yeah, I don't really know too much about it. But what I do know is that the more different things around, you know, the more separate caps you have, the more altar power you can have. So things we can do to increase the power, we can put all these different things around here. So I'm thinking we're going to put some jungle trees around. We'll probably do a 2x2 tree, and hopefully like it'll just go kind of tall. Actually, I don't know if that's a good idea. Maybe we should do some of the smaller ones. So let's actually take a look at the altar real quick. So the power right here, let's just verify 4872. If we bone meal this tree. Okay, so 4872. We now have a new tree nearby. That didn't change anything. I don't know if it takes a minute for this thing to update, or if that tree is too far away, or if we've already reached the limit on trees. That might be too far away, actually. 4872. That doesn't appear to have done anything. Maybe we should grow one nearby here. Let's see if that does anything. It's not growing. There might not be enough space. Let's try planting a little bit further away. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that must be in range. 5568 for having that right over here. So I think we're going to have to plant a few of these around. We're going to have to plant some birch and all these other ones. We want lots of different types of trees and stuff nearby. Hopefully that will grow. That seems to have grown. There we go, 6184. So I'm going to continue to do this, spam like a couple of these trees, a couple of these trees. See what we can come up with as far as increasing the altar power. And we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. Well, we went ahead and we got the altar power up to about 7,100 points now, which is still less than the 10,000, whatever the number was that we needed. So some other things we could do, we could fill our chalice right here full of redstone soup. That would be a way that we could get our altar power up higher. Another thing we can do is there's an item in witchery called a Penta Coal, I think. The blue thing right here. So to get one of these, we need some Koboltite nuggets and some Koboltite ingots. I've never done this before. I think that's something that I'm interested in doing just because it's something new that I've never done. So apparently in order to do that, we need to get ourselves a hobgoblin. So I don't know if you guys seen the little green guys around. They sound like villagers, just like with a change in their voice. They're kind of weird. They still make the same kind of sounds as villagers, just higher pitch, I guess. Anyway, so we're going to be looking for one of those. I think I know where one is because I've seen one before a long time ago. But I was doing some reading online, and the way you get Koboltite from them is you need to put them on a lead, like a leash or whatever, right? So we're going to use a lead. Let's grab some of these. We'll grab that many. I don't know if we need that many or not. And then also it says if you throw a pickaxe at them, it makes them dig. So that's something else we're going to do. So it says it can't mine anything. It can only be used for crafting. It's got 250 durability. Let's go ahead and use this iron pickaxe. We got that a while ago. I don't know if it has to be iron. I don't know if it has to be diamond. I don't really know anything about this. What I do know is that there's a hobgoblin house over this way. Yeah, this is like our original starting area where I kind of went around, chopped down trees and stuff, left some floating logs or whatever. That was our... Whoa! This was our thing, I think, for killing Endermen? I can't remember what this one was for. Anyway, that was a while ago. So yeah, there's a hobgoblin house right here, which means there's got to be hobgoblins nearby. There's one right there. Hi, buddy. Hi. Anyway, if you right-click on these guys, yeah, they can trade just like villagers. But that's not what we want to do with him. We want to put him on a leash, and we're going to force him to do our bidding. Come here, guy. Gotcha. So you can't really go anywhere. So apparently if you put him on a leash like this and you drop something on the ground, they pick it up. So he picked up shears. Don't really want him to have shears though. Let's give him the axe, the pickaxe. Oh, did I mess this up? Can I get that back from you? Can I get that back? Did I screw up? He's got shears now. Whoops. I wasn't expecting him actually to pick that up. So yeah, there might be other hobgoblin houses around. I might have to find another one of these guys and lead them back here. But yeah, from what I understand, if you give them a pickaxe, it forces them to do a little bit of digging. Apparently, this guy doesn't want to replace his shears with his pickaxe. So I think I might have screwed up. Dang it. Anyway, let me go ahead. I'm going to fly around. Let's see if I can find another one of these guys. Bring him back here. See if I can get him to do a little bit of Koboltite mining. Yeah, and we'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, well after flying around for a little bit, I finally found another one. So let's see what we can do with this guy. Let me leash him. You're not going anywhere, goblin. Come here. Come here. Oh, you think you're going to go somewhere? Nope. Okay, let's give him a pickaxe. There it is. So now he should start mining. Oh man, this is going to be really slow, isn't it? So I wonder, can I like put him on a leash and then... put him on like a fence post? I'm not even sure where we are right now. We're at 37 negative 2700. I think our base is at 1000 negative 2500, so we're kind of far away from home. I mean, I could probably walk him to the base, but yeah, I was curious to see how this is all gonna go. So he hasn't gotten us any Koboltite yet. I guess we could probably place blocks back and just have him keep mining the same block over and over again, right? I don't think there's any specific block if he mines that he gets the special stuff from. Hey, no, you don't. Come back here. You're not done mining. You get to work. You get to work. This is kind of cool. I've never seen this before. So anyway, yeah, apparently as he digs, he has a chance for getting the Koboltite, and I don't know if it's like any block that he mines or if it has to be like underground in a mine or whatever. I guess I'm just gonna sit here and wait for something to happen, see if we get any Koboltite. If not, we'll probably, it looks like there might be a cave right over here. We might go down underground. I might bring him down there. We'll figure that out. Anyway, guys, let me go for this. Let me go at this for a little while, wait for him to finish mining, and we'll be back. Alright guys, well I've been AFK for a long time, waiting for this little guy to do his thing. Yeah, my magnet's been picking up all the blocks that he's been dropping, except for this one I think that keeps getting stuck over here. I'm not really sure what he's doing. Is he even mining anything right now? Yeah, I guess he is. He's just not looking at the block he's mining. So anyway, yeah, I've been AFK waiting for him to do his thing. We've been collecting all these different things that he's been mining. I've had to fight a few monsters and things like that, some concussion creepers or whatever. Anyway, we got 9 of this Koboltite dust, which is pretty awesome. Now, I was looking at this hobgoblin, like I was trying to trade with him. Like, we were able to trade with him before when we first met him. But now it's like he doesn't want to trade with me anymore. And I don't know if that's because we're underground, not next to his house anymore, or if that's because he's just mad because I have him on a leash and I've had him mining and whatever. But yeah, if I like right click on him, get the leash off, I can't right click on him anymore. Yeah, he doesn't want anything from me. I can't right click on him. I've tried it with an empty hand. Right clicking on him doesn't do anything. So he's down here anyway. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is, yeah, marking out this location, get the coordinates for where we are, and then I am going to try and trade my Koboltite with the other. Oh, we got 10 of them now. Try and trade my Koboltite dust with the other hobgoblin that was able to trade with us, and see if we can get some Koboltite ingots or Koboltite, the nuggets or the ingots actually. I don't know how we're gonna get the ingots. If we have to wait for each one of these dusts to turn into a nugget, and then we have to trade in 9 of those nuggets for an ingot or something like that, this is literally gonna take a long time. Because I've been AFK for about 45 minutes or so to get this money. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and head back to our other hobgoblin, see what we can find out, and we'll be right back, guys. So yeah, guys, I brought one of the other hobgoblins I found all the way over to our first hobgoblin's hut. And then I'm bringing the original one we found over here. I just built like a little staircase kind of a thing to try and get this guy over to the base. I already brought one over there, but I wanted to show you guys, yeah, how much fun this actually is. I don't think there is any way, there might be. I don't think there's like a safari net or golden lasso or any way that we can pick up mobs and bring them with us. I think leads are the only way to move mobs from one place to another in this mod pack. I could be wrong though. Absolutely could be wrong. So we're just bringing this guy over to the base. And I got his other buddy over here, like I said, and I put him on a fence post. Now, I was doing some research on these hobgoblins. Yeah, apparently you can just stick them on a fence post, put some stone around them, and they can mine. And yeah, it's like a the Koboltite farm or whatever. So we got 2 of these guys here attached by leads. There's another one way further away, and it's going to become dark before I get over there. So I might bring him over here. Now, the problem is, when these guys are on leads, they pick up whatever it is that is nearby. So in this case, this guy got that fence post. This one got the shears. I don't know how to get them out of their inventory. Like, I don't know if I put a chest nearby, if they're like, oh, there's a chest, let's just drop the items off, or if they're like done. Let's grab a chest and drop it nearby them and see what they do. Grab some planks real quick. We'll make a vanilla style chest. I don't know if they'll work with modded chests. If this even works at all, I don't know what the deal is with these guys. I would like to see if we can breed them and get a bunch more of these guys, but if we put a chest here, do they do anything with that? Can I tell them to dump their stuff in that chest? How do I get the stuff out of their hands? I don't know. Oh, wait. Oh, nice. They put them away. Okay, so they don't have anything in their hands now. That is what you had to do. So that's really awesome. So the next thing that we have to do with these guys is give them some pickaxes and then find a way to put some stone nearby them and let them do the choppy thing like they do. I think they can break through dirt and grass, so we don't want it here, otherwise they're going to tear this up. I think what we could do is put them inside a wooden box or something that they can't normally mine. This over here is kind of a problem. I want to spam some torches on this. I don't want to tear it down just yet, because that might bring another hobgoblin over here, but I don't want things spawning on here and then pathfinding over to the base anyway. So yeah, I think we could put them in some kind of a wooden box, something they can't normally mine, which would be pretty awesome. I don't know where this fence post goes, right there, maybe. Yeah, and then find a way to get some stone to go in there so they can mine that stuff all the time. Use like some kind of a vacuum hopper, a collector, the hopper hawk or whatever from Britannia, something like that, to collect items that are in the world and put them into an inventory. That could be something we could do. I think that's going to be pretty awesome. One thing I do want to figure out though is how we can get these guys breeding and make more of these guys. I think they work just like villagers. You might have to have like some kind of a house, you know, I guess 6 walls and a door or something facing the outside. We probably need about, was it 3 doors to 2 villagers equals them can breed? I don't know. I'm going to try and set something up over here, just some kind of a basic house for these guys. See if we can get them to get hearts. See if we can get them to breed. I think that'd be kind of cool. Anyway, I'm going to work on that. We'll be back, guys. Oh, I bet you guys are getting sick of these hobgoblins so far. So anyway, yeah, we got them over here. I built this ugly little box and I started putting doors around. I guess I forgot to put another one right there. But yeah, we got doors on every side, trying to make a quote-unquote village for these guys. Now, I did see hearts above their head, but I haven't seen any baby hobgoblins. Now, as I was sitting here doing this and thinking about it, I was like, wait a second. There's probably hobgoblin spawn eggs. And there are. So the whole adventure of grabbing those guys from the wild and bringing them over here and all that stuff, pretty much I could have avoided all of that. But anyway, it was fun nonetheless. I enjoyed it. But yeah, there is a hobgoblin spawn egg that we can make. So what we have to do is make a villager spawn egg first of all. So all of these different ingredients, we'll make a villager spawn egg. Like we do, we will need our wand of the forest, and we'll also need some living rock. Didn't even have that stuff on me. Yeah, we need the wand of the forest and the living rock. So this will go ahead and make a villager spawn egg. I'm actually going to cook up 4 of those and make some more hobgoblin ones. But the hobgoblin spawn egg does require a villager spawn egg, more experience drops, leads, iron pickaxes, dirt, and stone. So when we have this, we'll be able to spawn in a few more of them. That's what I'm looking to do. So we're going to go ahead and let that cook up. I'm going to upgrade our hobgoblin area over there. I might just build a box and spawn a couple of them in there. And that way we can try and set up some kind of a Koboltite farm. Yeah, so we can start collecting this stuff automatically. I don't know how we're going to be able to get stone in there. Do we have a recipe for stone? Like just plain stone? I know we can do cobblestone, but can we do stone? Slabs turn back into stone. We can smelt, cobblestone. That looks like about it, right? Okay, so we might set up some kind of a furnace, make a way to make cobblestone, set up some kind of furnace, make smooth stone, use like a piston or something to push it in there and have the hobgoblins break it, and then we'll be able to collect that stuff. That is my guess. That's the way I'm thinking we might do it. I don't know, guys. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and cook all this stuff up. This will take a little bit of time. Let me do this and we'll be back. All right, guys, so I've taken the time here and I've done a little bit of building. I haven't tried any of this stuff out, but I want to show you what we got going on here. So we got a really ugly spruce wood box here. Yeah, so this is 7x7, it's 5x5 on the inside, right? In the center, we got a fence post. We're going to spawn in our hobgoblins in here, attach them to leashes to the fence post. So they should be able to mine stone wherever they are in this area. So I made myself a hopper hawk from Botania. This is the first time I've ever used one of these. I wasn't sure how this thing works. So if you haven't seen these before, they're like a hopper. But what they do is they pick up items that are on the ground in a certain range. I'm not sure what that range is, but this flower being here is close enough to everything that's inside. I checked all the corners. They can pick up any items that are in here. That's cool. And it puts them into an inventory that it is adjacent to, which would be this chest. So all of the items we just threw down there are now here, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the inside of here. We have applied energistics formation planes. So the way that's going to work is the formation planes are going to place items as a block. In this case, we're going to have a chest full of stone. They're going to be placed as a block. The hobgoblins are going to see them and they're going to try and mine those, right? They're going to mine the blocks. The blocks are going to go away. They're going to be immediately replaced by more stone. The items that are dropped will be picked up by the hopper hawk over here and placed into the chest. So that's as far as we've gotten with this. So the way these are set up, the formation planes, if you right click on them, you can set a filter. Yeah, so we have stone set here. We have the little button here, so it says blocks will be placed as block, right? That's the default setting. We just have some cables under here running over to an energy acceptor. I just made a new one of these, and I made myself a bio generator to power the energy acceptor to power this whole thing. Okay, so the other piece of the puzzle, we have an ME storage bus attached to a chest. There's nothing in the chest yet. We're going to go and put these in here. So like I said, I haven't tried this yet. I'm assuming this is just going to work. As soon as we get this power, this should all come online, this little mini applied energistic system, and we should have stone that's placed as blocks right here. So let's go and try this. Yeah, I made a little bit of biofuel here. Go and charge that up. And hopefully, is that not, maybe that's not sending power actually. Maybe that only sends power through this little thing. Well, if that's the case, whoops. Well, I guess that's fine. We can move the energy acceptor for now from there to there. Does the chest actually have to be an interface? Maybe that's the problem. So if we put these right here, there it is. Okay, so that's what we have to do. We can have a chest that's just piping stone into here. That'll be fine. Or I guess we can leave it right like that, maybe. And then we can still have the storage bus here. I think, with a chest full of stone. Yeah, that fills this up. Okay, so you saw how it took some out of here. So that'll fill up the interface as long as the stored items are in the system. The formation planes should harvest, or they should be replaced, I think. No? Maybe I have to set this as a lower... There's some way we can do this. I'm sure there is. And it might be that I can't have this on a storage bus here. Okay, well, let's get rid of this. Obviously, that's not working. Okay, weird. If we put them as a config there, it doesn't work. And we take the config out, it works. Okay, so there's something about this I'm still learning how these formation planes work. Right. All right, so we'll do that. We'll just have like a chest piping into here. I think that's all we gotta do. Have a chest piping into the interface. We'll just use some kind of tubing or whatever. And that seems to make the applied energistics system set the items down. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. So let's try and spawn in these hobgoblins that we made here. Put one here, one there. Oh, and they can get out. That's a problem. Okay, so many fails today. These guys finally got in the box. They finally unleashed these and they're finally attached to the center one. So the only thing left to do is give them pickaxes and see if they do work. So that guy's got a pickaxe. This guy wants a pickaxe, I'm sure. There you go. Nice. And then they're gonna start mining the stone. So I am gonna be shifting, so I'm not picking up the stuff. So all the items should get picked up by the hopper hawk is the idea. So it looks like this stone is being replaced as it should be. These guys are mining, just going to town. We might even be able to add a couple more of these guys in here. I was just going to constantly replace that stone like this. So that's pretty awesome. So the idea is that they're just going to constantly mine that. Eventually we'll get the Koboltite or whatever, which should end up in the chest down here. Yeah, we should get the drop should it actually appear in this chest here, which is going to be awesome. So the only thing I really got to do is make sure this is stocked full of stone. Yeah, that's not the chest. Yeah, make sure that the interface stays stocked full of stone, so that keeps getting replaced by the hobgoblins as they mine it. And I think that's all we got to do, guys. I think that's it. It doesn't seem that complicated. Obviously, it's a little noisy because it's biogenerator or whatever, and I got to make sure this thing stays full of fuel. But I think we should be... Oh, no. We're out of biofuel now. I was gonna say, I think we should be okay. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead, get a bunch more biofuel for that. Make sure that all is going to stay stockpiled, and hopefully we'll be able to get some Koboltite stuff out of there. Well, I don't know, guys. That's looking pretty good. I don't think we've gotten any of the Koboltite yet, but that is still pretty awesome. These guys are mining those blocks pretty quickly. The blocks being replaced pretty quickly. We could even add in more formation planes, I think, around here if we wanted to make this a little bit better. The problem is these guys are standing on the formation planes now, and wherever they're standing, the block can't be placed. So it's like they have to move a little bit to mine the next block, and then other ones are replaced. Anyway, that's a slight little problem I've seen with this so far. Oh yeah, look at this. We actually did get a Koboltite dust now. Cool. So this is working. So the only thing we really need to do is just make sure, like I said, this thing is stocked full of stone. So I got to figure out how to get that stocked up. I'll probably just make a large size chest. Just have that come over here. The hopper hawk is doing its job, picking up all the stone that these guys are dropping. I think it might be because my magnet's messing with this greater ring magnetization. Let's turn that off for a second. So this should be picking up all the stuff that's around, including Koboltite as it drops. So yeah, that is pretty awesome. I am definitely liking the system. Oh, I had the chunk borders turned on like that. And I put down some world anchors. I haven't put any ender pearls in this one yet, but yeah, I've been noticing, like, as I've been going over here and then coming back over to the base, certain things aren't showing up on the system. Like the biofuel, for instance, wasn't showing up over there. It should be now. Yeah, we have this thing crafting. I did put some world anchors around here, so parts of the AE system don't keep turning off. I put one on the bridge because I don't know, like the cable that's running from here over here would be on unloaded chunks. I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but anyway, I put that there just to stop those chunks from being unloaded. And then there's also another world anchor down here as well. Yeah, and that is trying to keep everything over here loaded as well, all the farms and things like that. I think the world anchors only do a 3x3 chunk loaded area, so we have to have a few of those around. They take ender pearls, and each pearl lasts 12 hours. So, I mean, it's fine. We can have as many of those as we want. We can just farm up a bunch of pearls using the magical crops. But anyway, guys, I think we're going to go and wrap the episode up here for today. Had a lot of fun messing around with those hobgoblins. I've never really messed around with them too much. I've only been annoyed by them on that FTB Infinity server, on the Hermitcraft server, I should say. Yeah, where I had a base in a void world, and they just kept spawning all over the place. It was a little crazy. Thankfully, that bug was fixed. But yeah, like I said, I haven't really had a chance to mess around with these guys at all. So seeing this kind of functionality from them, that's pretty awesome. But anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.